Okay, so The Naked Gun. I just did a double feature. Actually, I'll have a second review for another movie up probably tomorrow morning at some point. But this was the movie I saw second, and I figured I'd better talk about it while it's still fresh in my mind. Although saying that is kind of funny because if you know anything about the Naked Gun movies or this genre of movie at all, which I guess I would classify as farce, is probably the best way to describe it. It's not an impossible movie to review, but it almost feels silly to review it because if you're aware of it, you know what you're getting yourself in for. And if you're not aware of it, it's probably not really going to be the movie for you. Now, I don't have any experience with the original Naked Gun movies. My more recent experience with movies like these is stuff like Johnny English with Rowan Atkinson, or even Leslie Nielsen, who was in the original Naked Gun movies. His later stuff, I had the misfortune of seeing like the Mr. Magoo live action movie, and he was in some Dracula Dead and loving it. I remember those movies, but I don't like own them or have a soft spot in my heart for them. Those are just the Leslie Nielsen movies that I saw. But it's very much in the vein, like these movies are in the vein of the original Naked Gun movies, the Airplane movies, and I guess maybe even like Anchorman to a certain extent, Austin Powers a little bit, which do you want to talk about movies that I got a soft spot in my heart for? There you go. And so there's no real point in talking about like the story of a movie like this, because to just keep it simple for those that might be wondering or not following along, this is the kind of movie where it doesn't take itself seriously at all, and it doesn't expect the audience to. This is the kind of movie where a person can bite a handgun like a cookie. Rooms beyond rooms in buildings are much larger than they have any right to be, and characters will literally trip over subtitles in the movie, right? Like, this is the comedy that we're going for. And you know what? For the most part, while I'm watching this movie, it gave me a couple chuckles for sure, especially near the beginning. And that's important to remember for somebody like me. It gave me some chuckles near the beginning. And I say that because by the end of this sort of movie, I'm like, let's wrap it up, because the comedy is just so in your face. It's so all the time that near the end of movies like this, I'm worn out by it. It's run its course, and I'm no longer as invested as I was in the beginning. But in the beginning, yeah, it's mind open, just going in for a laugh, and it hit on a few cylinders for me in that regard, right? The big pull here, obviously, is Liam Neeson replacing Leslie Nielsen in this role. And the movie is sort of treated as a sequel and a reboot. You get the same name, although he's junior. Every other character in the movie is a junior. If you've seen the trailer, you know there's the whole scene where they're honoring their fathers on the wall. That's why it's interesting to see, because you're going up to see Liam Neeson. I keep wanting to say Leslie Nielsen. Every time I need to say Liam Neeson, I want to say Leslie Nielsen. Well done. And maybe that's part of the comedy and why the filmmakers did it this way. Who's to say, right? But it is. That's the entertainment value here, is you're seeing the guy who's done the Taken movies and all of these other action movies ad nauseum over the last decade or two. Oh, this is good. He's been doing it for a long time, so now to see him in a role like this, that's the entertainment. But I really only think it's like a one-trick pony. And it's not like he's unfamiliar with stuff like this. We've seen him in stuff like A Million Ways to Die in the West, or even in the cameo he had in Ted, or I think he showed up at the end of Anchorman 2, didn't he? He was one of the groups of people that were part of the big battle at the end of that movie. So Liam Neeson's not unfamiliar with comedy like this, and he does it very well. It's what he does. It suits the material. The material is very weak. You know, it's nothing. This is not a movie to dissect. And so I'm not even going to do that. If you are a fan of the original Naked Gun movies, I wholeheartedly believe you're either going to enjoy this one or you are going to vehemently hate it. Because, again, not somebody who's no attachment to the original Naked Gun movies. I did see an article online when this movie got announced, when the first trailer dropped and Liam Neeson was wearing his panties in the bank scene. There was an article, I believe it was the director of the original Naked Gun, basically disowned this remake and said it has nothing to do with these. We don't approve of it. Like, he doesn't have any control over it. That's the frustration of Hollywood. You don't actually own the movies you make for the most part. And so he was distancing himself from it, and he didn't give it his blessing or whatever. So take that for what you will. Like I said, as the movie began, I was getting some chuckles. And it's the kind of movie that is joke, 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 just like Chandler and Friends. Joke, 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 right? Eventually, you get to that point where it's like, all right, are we doing this for the entire runtime? An 85 or 87-minute movie, which is perfect for a movie like this, for sure. But I don't think you need to rush out and see it. It's a movie that is perfect for streaming. Like, I just watched Happy Gilmore 2 the other night, and I'm not even going to say as bad as that movie is, it's on par with this in terms of like what you're getting. It's fluff. It's escapism. I did have the thought while watching the movie, we need more movies like this. We really truly do. I think we take ourselves a little bit too seriously, especially when it comes to the movies that get made these days, comedy included. And it's nice to just see farce stuff. Like, this is the kind of comedy where, like I said, there's so many jokes. Don't blink. Because it's not just what the characters are saying to each other, it's everything that's going on in the background. There's a lot of subtle references, throwbacks, jokes for, oh my goodness, pop culture and whatnot that, you know, if you're blinking or even laughing too loud, you might miss. And that's part on the fault of the filmmakers for just cramming so many in here. So it's worth it for checking out for Liam Neeson to see him in this role for sure. But it's not a movie I'm going to remember in like a week, and I have no desire to buy it. So once it hits streaming services, absolutely check it out if this is the kind of comedy for you. And if it's not the kind of comedy for you, I don't think it's going to change your mind one damn bit.